Yo, welcome to another Dino Reacts. We're back with another one. This video is to fact check the video I made previously about Biden's speech on CNN. So we got the fact checks. So once again, let's get after it.
Fact check with actual facts. Committee to Unleash Prosperity co-founder, the great Steve Moore. Joe Biden lied about jobs. He lied about inflation, and Aaron Burnett said nothing. That's the strategy. They go on and lie and hope the lies turn into truths because these left-wing lemmings don't push back.
Good to see you, Dagan. And it was interesting. Aaron Burnett was nodding her head as he said these outrageously crazy things. And, you know, I don't know what's worse, guys. I don't know what's worse if he was intentionally lying or he just doesn't know what's going on in the country. I don't know what scares me more. But the facts are the facts. And the facts are that when Donald Trump left office, we had a 1.5% inflation rate, virtually the lowest inflation rate we'd ever had.
On my previous video, I said 1.6. I was a little bit off on that one, but it is 1.4. My apologies. I'll be better next time.
And at least you're in my lifetime. And then 18 months later, it was 9% under Biden. Maybe that was the 9% he was talking about. And of course, it's come down to about 4.5%, but that's still way, way above the 2% target that the Federal Reserve Board says they're aiming for. I mean, the bottom line is everything is 20% more expensive today than it was when Trump came into office. And the bigger problem, and I think it's the reason Trump is likely to win the election, is real wages simply have not kept pace. So the average family is about $2,000 poor. And the only, by the way, one of the reasons that Biden keeps saying they have more money is, you know who's provided that money? The government. But the government checks are running out. They've spent all the COVID money.
So when we talk about inflation or consumer confidence, it was interesting because the question was, Mr. President, are you running out of time to turn it around? And Joe Biden's response was, we've already turned it around. And that's the answer, right, Steve, because usually when you're failing, you'll try different policies. Joe Biden doesn't think he's failing, and therefore continues to double down on these failed Marxist socialist policies that he's inflicted on the country for the last 3 years.
Well, I have to confess, as a Trump guy who's helping advise Trump on the economy, you know, good. If Biden wants to run on this economy, he can have it. You know, it's his. It's all his. The fact is we didn't have any inflation when Trump was president. We were oil independent. We had created a massive amount of jobs. When Biden talks about all the jobs he created, I think you guys know 2 out of every 3 jobs he's talking about are jobs that Trump created that just came back because COVID ended. I mean, I could go on and on, but there's no question. We want to talk about the economy. If Biden wants to talk about it, bring it on, because there's no question that look, I just looked at 16 of the major economic indicators, 16 of them. On 14 out of the 16, Trump beats Biden.
If the goal is to accumulate power and crush Americans, then it's job well done for Joe Biden. Moving now on to the union representing custodians working.
Like I said, getting back to what I said earlier, it was fully evident that Biden was completely lying during his interview on CNN. He was saying completely untruths. It's like he's trying to, I don't know who he's actually talking to anymore, because the people that are going to vote for him, the elites, are going to vote for him. If he's trying to galvanize the lower part of the vote, it's never going to happen now, because we're struggling down here, and he keeps getting on camera and lying. He's turned nothing around. The economy and stuff. We have 15 million people walking around the country with no direction. No direction that we are paying for, and they're not even grateful for it. So I don't really understand why he thinks that things are so good enough for him to get another 4 years when cognitively he doesn't deserve it. So at the end of the day, we as a country need to move on from this completely disaster of a presidency onto an America First agenda that's going to take care of us. Shut our borders down, build our own country. Everything we have is here. All our resources are here. All the manpower is here. The intelligence is here. as Biden said earlier, the greatest economy. We need to use it and stop holding the greatest economy down so certain parties can keep power. Well, I hope you guys like my reaction for today. Joe Biden is still on his ish. America needs to push forward. And as always, chef's kiss.